thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Reaching for Research by Students for Students. My name is Paulina Garza. I'm a junior here at the University of Arizona studying Management Information Systems with a double minor in music and Spanish. Apart from being a student, I also work part-time here at the Bio5 Institute as a Public Affairs Student Assistant. And today I'm joined with another University of Arizona student. Logan, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you. Hi, my name is Logan Beers. I am a senior here at the university with my major in public health and an emphasis in public health in quantitative data methods. And I used to work here at Bio5 in Dr. Wertheimer's lab.
Thank you. How is it working as a clinical laboratory assistant, and what do you specifically focus on?
Working as a clinical laboratory assistant is very interesting. It's very chaotic. I work over at Banner Hospital down in their micro labs, and my job is I receive all of the patient samples that come from the hospital. So if people come in to get tissues removed and they think there's an infection there, I'm the person who breaks down those tissues and those samples and sets up bacterial cultures from them.
That's interesting. What led you to pursue this field, or I guess get the job in what you're doing right now?
I wanted to get more experience in a sort of medical institution. I had had a lot of research experience from here, but I wanted to see more of what it's like working in a hospital setting. So when I saw that there was an opening, I thought it would be a perfect area to sort of meld what I used to do here and gain some new experience in a specific field.
So I know you mentioned that you used to do research here, and I stalked your LinkedIn to get all this information. And on there's mentions of you working, and I'm sorry if I butcher the name of this, on creating an in vitro diabetic foot ulcer model. What is that? How does that work? What is it? What did you do?
Sure. So the lab I worked in primarily focused around finding new treatment for diabetic foot ulcers, which are a very complex and difficult to treat wound. So in their process of trying to find new treatments, they needed an effective model so they can actually see if their treatments are working before taking it to clinical trials. So I used human fibroblast cells and grew little layers of cells to mimic skin, which I would then infect with either Staphylococcus aureus or Pseudomonas aeruginosa, which are common bacteria in diabetic foot ulcers, to sort of create a realistic wound that doesn't affect any person, and so we can treat these cells to see if these new treatments work.
That's cool, because I feel like with diabetes, at least for me, I don't really think about those types of side effects of diabetes, I guess. I kind of just think, oh, type 1, type 2, which I guess is ignorant on my part, but I think that's really cool and really interesting that there's people working on that kind of stuff. You also recently did an internship with Banner Health focusing on hand hygiene. What did the day-to-day tasks in that role look like?
So it was actually a very interesting internship, as I was a secret shopper. I was supposed to be sort of inconspicuous, and I walked through almost the entire hospital, almost on a daily, going through the units, watching doctors and nurses, any sort of care specialist, going in and out of patient rooms to see if they were washing their hands and maintaining good hand hygiene. So I also got to work as an infection preventionist in certain aspects as well, where I would go through detailed inspections of the units, helping out the team to find any sort of area that needed a little bit more cleaning or just stuff that they could improve on.
That's cool. Did you go to multiple hospitals, or was it just one hospital in different departments, I guess?
Just one hospital in all of the departments over at the Banner UMC Tucson.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. Just to change it up a little bit, just like our last guest, Logan is also a Keys alumni, and for those of you who don't know, Bio5 hosts a summer internship for high school students in Arizona called Keep Engaging Youth in Science, or KEYS for short. And during this summer, these students have the opportunity to get hands-on experience in both the lab and in a college campus setting. So what year did you participate in KEYS?
I participated in the 2019 year of KEYS, which was the summer right after I graduated.
It's pretty recent. It's kind of nice. And then how did KEYS help you get to where you are today?
I would say KEYS is sort of the catalyst to where I am today. Getting to do KEYS actually was what made it possible for me to work in the lab I did. So after I finished KEYS, I was able to work in Dr. Wertheimer's lab for a fair amount of my time here at the university. And then all of the experience I gained through KEYS and that lab are what made it possible for me to get this current role as a clinical laboratory assistant.
Did you work with Dr. Wertheimer during KEYS, or did you work with one of the other researchers?
I did work with Dr. Wertheimer during KEYS.
That's cool. So you guys got to build like that relationship from an early start. That's really nice. And then apart from research and science, what are some of your interests or hobbies? Something you do, I guess, to de-stress or take your mind off of science for a sec?
Well, I would have to say I'm a bit of a huge nerd. I have a weekly game of Dungeons & Dragons that I play with friends and family. To add on to it, it's actually a Star Wars themed Dungeons & Dragons game, so in general, just getting to play games with friends is one of the best ways I can relax.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like being able to hang out with your friends outside of like a school or work setting is really refreshing and nice.
Yeah.
And then last question I have for you is if you could say something to your 16-year-old self now that you're nearing the end of your college career and you have all this experience in school and research and in the hospital, what advice would you give him? What would you tell him?
When I think about this, when I was 16, I was beyond stressed. I was trying to plan for getting accepted into colleges and everything like that. So I would probably say that I would let them know that it's okay to calm down a little bit, and it's all going to work out, that there are plenty of opportunities, that I just don't need to freak out over it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of 16-year-olds need to hear that. Because I know when I was 16, I was really stressed too. I didn't even know what I wanted to do yet. So, but that's really cool. That's cool that you were starting to plan your journey at such a young age. I kind of wish I did that too. But anyway, thank you for letting us interview you. That was really nice. And thank you guys all once again for watching. And be sure to check out the other content on our YouTube channel. And please feel free to follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.